Welcome to another episode of the Sippin and Trippin podcast, where we connect with amazing people. Today's topic is the pressures of maintaining holiday views. I am your host, Desmond Black, and the person that's sipping and tripping with me today is a returning guest by the name of Veronica Vidana. On this platform, you guys know I like to conversate, educate, and entertain. With that being said, how you doing today, Veronica?
I'm great. How are you?
A little stressed out, but I'm good. I'm good. Life is about stress. That's all it comes down to. Like I was saying before we went live, I had a long list of things to do today, and the most important things I didn't even accomplish. Right, I got some things accomplished, but I should have prioritized a little bit more, I think. But yeah, it's the struggles of life. That's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
life
so
is
you in good
busy
spirits,
all
you
the
said, right?
time. I
Yeah,
I
busy.
kind of am. Yes, I mean, I kind of yes.
See, I say I'm busy, but you're a busy woman. I, you
I
know,
I am, but I don't know. I just feel like now that I'm getting myself back to a healthy space and a healthy, side, I just feel like I can't waste my time. But sometimes I have a problem with overextending myself. So
See, and it's funny you said that because I see that you had on your wall on Facebook, you were saying how you want to have several podcast episodes a week. And I was like, oh,
yes.
God bless you. And I already know you got a busy life. So I'm like, how's that going to be? Like, because for all four of your platforms, right?
Yes, I have. Well, I'm branding myself, Veronica Vidana, and I mean, I will have the coaching. I will have public speaking events. I will have um, a lot of mentor groups or groups that I will be
Hmm.
mentoring. So that'll be my brand with just my name, and then I will have my real estate that I'm going to be actually starting to work on real estate more like just more intense because I had laid off for roughly about a year. I hadn't really been working as much as I could have been. So I'm getting back into that. Then I have three nonprofits that I've launched, and I'm over here thinking like, oh, okay, I'm seriously considering adding three more, but I'm like, okay, wait. Let me just get this situated and then
Right.
I will add some more. But yeah, I don't know, it makes me so happy and I love what I'm doing that I'm okay. My family's like, I barely see you. You're always working. I'm like, that's part of being an entrepreneur.
Absolutely, absolutely. 'Cause, yeah, I feel the same thing with my kids. Sometimes my kids are like, oh, you do the podcast, and you're just always trying to find things for myself, and that's the thing. I don't know I couldn't tell you what the quality of life is anymore. Like, so now I just find myself whatever's going to make me happy, I'm going for it, right? And that's
Yeah.
it. And if it means a little bit less time at home, it might be shitty to some, but for me, it's that happiness that I've been craving and I've been desiring for a long time. So I have to pursue that right now, right? Because I've been having the happiest moments of my life in the past like month, maybe month and a half. So I feel like I'm on a high right now, and I got to stay on that roller coaster, you know.
Yeah, because when
So,
you're pursuing what makes you happy, it's not even work
mhm.
anymore. It's just doing what I enjoy and I'm making money doing it. So it's just a
Yep,
different perspective because you're not dreading, oh my gosh, I have to go to work. I have to do this. I have to, no, you're doing it and you're enjoying it. So it's like if I'm having to work 7 days a week or super late or super early, that's okay because I enjoy what I'm doing. So it's
right.
different when you're passionate about what you're doing as opposed to just doing it out of obligation.
Yeah, like I said, like I've said this many times on this platform. Like this platform is therapeutic. It's counseling for me. It's therapy. And it puts a smile on my face. Somebody at my job that's been following the podcast I didn't even know until up until a couple days ago. I was like, they was like, you look so happy doing the mic. I am. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I am. It gives me the opportunity to work on my socialization skills. It allows me to interact with people, right? Because before the podcast, that's one thing I was lacking is that communication presence, uh, because it was always work, come home with the kids, work, come home with the kids, and just I wasn't living life,
Yeah,
right? So
because
now I
you
feel
need
like
to
I'm living life.
socialize, right?
Yeah,
Because socialization is so good for us. Because
absolutely.
having this platform is allowing you to make these connections with people that you normally wouldn't have, um, whether not necessarily just people in your area, but you can have people that you're connected with outside of the states, outside of the country, and that's that's
Hmm.
amazing because it gives you so many opportunities to do different things.
Right. And another plus to that is, hey, I meet these other people from different states, and then like if I travel in that state, we can set something up and we can just have a good time, right? And
Right.
and that makes it more personable, right? Because not only are you looking at somebody on a screen, now you get to interact with them in person, so it's more personable, and I think that's going to be very meaningful for me, and I can't
Hmm.
wait. I
Yeah.
can't wait. It's a lot of people that I'm like that. I sometimes we just talk on the phone, right? Like
Uh-huh.
you and I, we spoke. Come to Texas, like hey, you showed me around Texas. I think that's going to be very fun and very entertaining. You
It
know.
will. You just have to be careful on the days because we're expecting some snow today.
Oh well, it won't be. I got uh, um. So so this topic today, right? This conversation is going to be mainly about Valentine's Day, right? Specifically because that's the holiday that just passed, but just
Right.
also in like holidays in general, right? Because when we
Hmm.
talk about the pressures of maintaining holiday views, right? Like it's other holidays. It might not be Valentine's Day, but it's all about giving and spending a lot of money, and So all right. So with that being said, how do you view holidays? Like, are they important to you?
They are. And for me, I think that they're so important because growing up, I always associated growing up, and I always associated all the holidays with big things. I mean, I was acknowledged all year long, but specifically every holiday. We had our Easter baskets in our room on the dresser every Easter. To this day, my parents still get us a gift for Valentine's Day. But at school, like when I was in school, I would get flowers to school and balloons and candy, and so it's like every holiday I got something, and it doesn't even matter. Like to this day, I don't. It doesn't have to be like this huge thing, but I'm very sentimental, so I like those personal things that people give me, just because hey, this is for you, just because I thought about you, stuff like that. I love that.
Right, right. Okay.
How about
So for me,
uh-huh.
so for me, as I get older, I don't look at holidays as being important, right? Like I feel like past couple years, it kind of fall to the wayside for me. People have to
Hmm.
remind me that's a holiday, and I'm like, "What holiday?" And they tell me, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I knew that." It's just I don't know. I just feel like the older you get, it's just I don't know. It just let me backtrack a little bit. I do think holidays are important for kids. If you have
Yeah.
kids, I think that's important, right? Or you
Yeah.
have an elderly family member that's not going to be around too much longer. That's when I think it's important, right? Because now you're
Right.
trying to capture those last moments. You know, as you spend holidays with family that's on their last leg. It's going to be painful when they pass, but it
Right.
gives you something to think about and something to remember. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
only in that aspect. Other than that, as far as myself, I don't have no expectations. For me, like birthdays, Christmas, I don't expect stuff. And when I see
Hmm.
people older than me, like family members or whatever, and they have these high expectations, I just think it's lunacy. I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean? Like for me,
I
go ahead.
completely agree on that. No, I completely agree on that. But because I think that if I was completely single, in the sense that I'm not in a relationship, but if I didn't have children, I would probably view things a little bit different. But because I do have children, although mine are growing up, my daughter will be 22 next month or in 2 weeks, and then, 17 and 12.
Right.
But I have also a small family, so it's just my sister, my parents, and I. And so we're so close, and that gives us the opportunity to guarantee we're going to spend that holiday together. And I I don't know. I do like things. I like gifts. And like I said, they don't have to be over the top and stuff. But like my daughters are artists, so for them to draw me something that they put effort into, or for my son to create something and just, here, mom, I got this for you. Those mean so much to me because they're things that I get to cherish and things that my kids
Hmm.
actually put effort in to give me. Or when
Right.
my parents gift me something, it's always something very personal, and I cherish those things.
Right. Yeah, I understand that. All right. So, all right, staying with this a little bit, do you feel like the holidays are stressful?
Absolutely, because Whoa, because I remember growing up, and I was a little bit of a brat, in the sense that I had very expensive taste, but it was okay back then because I wasn't paying for it. I didn't have kids, I was a child, and the dad was paying for it. So it was like fine. But as I got older, I realized that my daughter is like a little mini me, and the other two are very whatever. But it's expensive. It's really expensive. And my kids they're three of them, and they're the only grandparent, or my parents' only grandchildren, and my sister's only nieces and nephew. And so
Right.
they're spoiled. But buying the kids stuff today, even if they don't ask for stuff, I know that the kids, they see so many things and they're so expensive. Like my son got a
Mm-hmm.
PS5 for Christmas. And
Right.
I mean, granted, I didn't buy it for him, my dad did, but it's like these gifts are so expensive. Like, and that's just a gift for
Mm-hmm.
one person. So it's like, to me, it is stressful because it's like you have expenses of travel if you're going out of town for the holidays. Then you have, expenses of the stuff that you're going to do for like the expenses to, um, like for whatever you're celebrating, to buy the food, to buy this and to buy that and everything like that. Then
Right.
you have gifts for everybody. And then I think even though nobody expects anything, I think that
Right.
it's still so stressful because it's like, oh my gosh, I have this much money. I have to pay all this. Then it's like, I have to make this stretch because you want to make sure you get gifts for people because I don't know. I want to try to get everybody gifts, but it gets so stressful. And I'm like, this isn't even supposed to be what Christmas is about. It's supposed to be about
Yep.
God. It's Jesus.
And I'm glad you said that because I'm gonna touch bases on that shortly, man. But like, you know, it's like you were saying about the whole gift giving thing, right?
Mhm.
Right. Like the amount of money spent on holidays is what adds so much pressure. A lot of times people do last minute shopping, and it's like now they scrambling. Now it's like a zoo. It's like chaos. Everybody in the mall, everybody here, everybody there. So everybody's trampling over each other trying to get these last minute gifts, and it's like you're spending all this money for one day.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So that is extremely stressful. Uh, we need to make it special for them. I mean, yeah, but see, again, that was something else I'm gonna touch on too. Is like when we talk about Valentine's Day or Christmas, I don't understand why we dedicate one day out the whole year, right? It's like no
Yes.
different.
This is
It's
funny
the same.
because, this is something silly, but it's just something for myself. If somebody is dating me, I make it known that I love fresh flowers. I just put it out there in
Mm,
the beginning. I'm like, I love fresh flowers. I don't care where you get them from me. You could get them at Trader Joe's. You could get them at Kroger. You could get them at the flower shop. But I want fresh flowers all the time. When mice start dying, I want fresh flowers. But in the same sense, like I'll buy them gifts. Like if I see like, oh, they like this or like that, I will put the effort into doing the same because it can be little things, but those are things that I like, and I don't want it to just be on holidays. So that way, it's not such a big deal in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Like
hmm.
in high school, I dated
Right.
somebody, and I'm not even exaggerating. It was crazy. I had to have help taking this to my car, but I had those humongous teddy bears. Okay, I
Yeah.
got it delivered to school with 2 dozen roses, these huge balloons. It was over the top. And the only thing that I could think of was how much money did he spend? Like to me, it was just like, that is insane. It was like so ridiculous. I mean, I was grateful, right? But it was just an insane amount. Like, who does that? Like, to me, I'm like, give me the money or take me to eat at a nice food because I'm a foodie, but like, like in the holiday, especially Valentine's Day, your flowers are jacked up on the prices and stuff. So that money could have been
Yes.
spent towards something else.
Yep.
I don't
Absolutely.
know. That's
Because I
just
had to go through
insane.
it. I had to go through it. It's crazy because you get like a dozen roses and it was like $60, $70, especially if you go to a florist. But then you go to Walmart, it's no, yeah, Walmart, like ShopRite or something like that. I mean, you still get a dozen roses. They're both real roses. So it's like,
Hmm.
what is the difference? Why am I gonna pay $100 versus $20 or $30? It's like it's it's insane, and that's
Yeah,
the pressures
they're
we put
just
on ourselves.
flowers. Absolutely.
Hmm.
And that's why I say, like, I want certain things. not just during the holidays, but it's like, I don't, and that's why I'm very clear. Like, I don't care where you get them from, because I know that some places are more expensive than others, but I just like
Right.
the smell of flowers. It just makes me feel good.
See, and that's what I'm saying. You one of a kind, because like most women, they put those that they put the pressure on a man. They, oh no, you got it from where, and they act like it don't have that same value, that same meaning. Because this is the thing, I'm against roses. When I was younger, I was every girlfriend I had giving roses. I might get two
Yeah.
dozens of roses. But the thing is, after that initial day, they either go in the garbage or they get thrown somewhere and they get smashed up, or they die quickly. Even if you
Yeah.
keep them in water, they die quickly. And it's like, dang, I spent all that money for one day just for it to die. So I
Yeah.
really hate the idea and the concept of giving roses. But if the woman wants roses, I'll do
See,
it.
it doesn't even
Right?
have to
Because
be roses for me. To me, it could be any flower, but I
Mhm.
want fresh flowers. Like, I like them to be on the table or on the island or in the center table. Like, I like them. And if I don't get them because I'm single, I'll buy them for myself, you know? Or my sister, like, somebody will buy them for me, like my friends will, because everybody knows I love fresh flowers. So they get me them. Or like I said, I have no problem buying them for myself, but with or
right.
without a relationship, I'm going to have fresh flowers in my house.
Right, right. So yeah, so it's crazy because like on New Year's, right, we spend so much money on alcohol just to bring in the New Year's, right? Thanksgiving, we spend so much money on ingredients to slave over a stove to prepare food when half of it goes in the garbage,
It's true.
right?
That is so
A lot
true.
of people don't. I met a lot of people that don't like leftovers. So on Thanksgiving, it's like you got all this food and you don't do leftovers. Why are you spending all that money, right? Like
Yeah.
it's it's crazy. Speaking about Thanksgiving, right? Most of the world don't even represent it well, right? Same
Mhm.
thing with Christmas, right? We spend so much money on gifts, Valentine's Days, birthdays, Mother's Days, Father's Days, but like that sentimental value or that core meaning of what the holiday is supposed to be about, we that's something that we lost focus on, lost track of. Like a lot of times we
Right.
just buy things because we're programmed to do it, right?
Mhm.
Like they say Thanksgiving is supposed to be about
Giving
giving
thanks.
and I'm gonna put this. What is it? People who don't like leftovers can't be trusted.
Oh no, sorry, that's me.
Oh, you don't like leftovers either?
I mean,
That's
like
crazy.
for in Thanksgiving, like certain things, like Thanksgiving, the stuffing, I could eat the stuffing anytime, like tamales, or there's certain foods, but like for the most part,
Dang. So if
sorry,
once it goes in the
Ryan.
refrigerator, so once it goes in the refrigerator, you're done with it,
Yeah, like I
or
mean,
does
I'll
it go
feed
straight
it
to the
to
garbage?
no. Like my kids like leftovers, so
Okay.
like I'll feed it to them, but I really don't. I mean, there's a few things, like I said, a few things that I will reheat and eat, but for the most part, not really.
Wow. See, I was the way I was raised. If you hold on, what did he say? Throw it all in a pile and mix it together. You know what, Ryan? You sound like my father. My father did that when I was growing up. Me and my younger brother used to look at him like, "You're disgusting." He put 3, 4, 5 meals together that it won't taste good together, but he make a whole goulash. Just throw it all together and eat it. Because we grew up the way we grew up is no, you don't spend money on something just throw it away.
But it
Like
makes
that's
sense
like
because food's expensive.
yeah, that's like
Everything
getting
is
a paycheck
expensive.
and throwing it out the car window. So my
Yeah.
father and my mother, a lot of my family members was like, "Nah, we don't waste food." So that's why I tell my kids, "Oh, you gonna eat that? You don't eat that? Shit." And that's the thing. Sometimes my kids just they still refuse. So hey, that's the thing. I got dogs. My dogs, they love it. So my dogs eat better than I do sometimes. You
I
know what I'm
believe
saying?
that.
Every once in a
That's
while,
cute.
I go get them some steak, and I'll be dying for a steak, but I'm like cut it up, cut a whole bunch of steak, and I just give it to the dogs. And I'm like, well, that costs a lot of money, so I guess I ain't eating steak tonight. Or I might make salmon, put salmon in their dog food with like a cracked
Hmm.
egg. They love it. They love it, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so holidays for me, right? And this is just my opinion. Holidays for me is more like a business than anything else, right? Because all these corporations, all these businesses, right? They benefit tremendously off of our dollar, right?
Oh, absolutely.
They
Yeah.
benefit from all of us that support these holidays. Because no matter what holiday you think about, except for like your birthday, which is not really a holiday, right? So
Right.
individuals, we might consider it a holiday, but it's not a holiday. But we like we spend like every day should be that holiday. Like Christmas, every day should be about giving to those who matter to you. Thanksgiving, you should be able to appreciate everybody that's in your circle or everybody that's in your life not dedicated to one day. Valentine's Day, 365 days in a year, you should be loving your partner or loving your girlfriend or loving your family.
Absolutely. Yeah, because
So
sometimes
that's why
people,
these
it's
big,
like that's the only day that they're like over the top. And then the next day, everything is 50% off.
yep, yep, and not just for items, not on roses, your relationship too. If you think about it, how many people you know the next day their relationship is 50% off? And I say that to say this, like what I mean by that is this: it's like, oh, babe, oh, stop. Can I get a moment? Like you
Yeah,
ain't say that yesterday on Valentine's Day, but now it's like, oh,
yeah.
I need a moment, or why you in my face? So that's why I say, not just the items, the gifts are 50% off. Your relationship is as well. It's
Mhm.
50% off. And I bet you a lot of people are gonna start using what I just said.
No, but
But
it's true
yeah,
because the holidays they fall so close together that I've seen people who, especially on social media, because everybody puts everything on social media. So you're seeing this, and then people get mad because you're asking them the questions or you're saying stuff, and it's like, well, you put it out there,
yeah,
but they're in a relationship, and then it's like they're together for Christmas. Oh, look at what he got me. Da 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 da. Same thing for Valentine's Day. And then it's like, okay, here's March, and you aren't even together anymore. But it's like it's like y'all were
yep.
together for a few months, just coincidentally during the holidays.
And I know a lot of people that only get with somebody just for the holidays, like Valentine's Day. I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I gotta find me somebody for Valentine's Day." You don't really, your heart's not in it. If your heart's
No.
not in, why you spend money?
Yeah.
Don't you have your
Who gives
own
those
expenses?
flowers to your mom or your
Yeah,
whatever your kid?
somebody that's gonna be more impactful. Somebody that's gonna like, it's gonna have more value with like that.
Mhm.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
all right. So like I said, we mainly gonna focus on Valentine's Day, but it's here and there I speak about other holidays as well, right? So let's talk
Mhm.
about Mother's Day and Father's Day and why it's not fair between the two, right? Why do you think there's no fairness when it comes to Father's Day and Mother's Day?
Um, I don't know because I know that during Mother's Day, it's just like we have Mother Day gifts at school. Like the kids make stuff for Mother's Day, but the
Right.
Father's Day is in June, so they don't do those crafts and stuff. But I do notice that because I have a great, great dad. Like I can't emphasize that enough. And growing up, I did notice that fathers always have to like they're not as important when it comes to celebrating the holiday as mothers. But I feel that even though they like a lot of times you hear like, oh well, on Father's Day he has to work and being outside grilling and blah blah blah. But I'm like, on Mother's Day, same thing. They have to cook and they have to clean still. So
No, no, no,
yes,
no way. On Mother's Day,
yeah.
mothers that's in a relationship. Now, I talk about single parents. Mothers, they look for their significant other to do the cooking. They want to be pampered. They want all these gifts. They want to be showered. And this is the
But
thing.
not all
Most
the men
men.
can cook and do stuff like that. Or you have
So all right.
somebody
So
who's
say.
like,
So if he can't cook, she expects him to take him out. So we're going out to dinner on your dime. Yeah, that's how it is. Mothers want to be pampered, but this is the thing. Let me tell you a little secret, man. And
okay,
some men gonna look at me like you crazy, only because it's live. But face to face, in person, a lot of men be like, yeah, you right. So I'm gonna say this: men like to be pampered too. Just like women want to be feel valued and
uh-huh.
feel important, so do men. It's the way.
No,
It's the lay of the land. A lot of men walk around like they tough and they don't want to feel that. Nah, without loving anybody's life is misery. So just
mhm.
like women, men want to feel love, and if they don't feel love, they're gonna find somebody that's gonna help them feel love.
I agree with that. No, I completely agree with that because I feel that I always am very respectful to my partner because I want to be respected like that.
Mhm.
I don't do anything that's going to deliberately get me in a situation because I don't want him to do it. And that way if he
Right.
does it and then it's on his conscience because I'm not gonna, go there. But like I like spa days and I have no problems sitting my guy on a thing.
Right.
No
He's,
socks. You know what, Rodney? Who's this? Who
that's
put
Rodney.
this?
That's
Okay.
Rodney. He's on the Dad Mentality podcast.
Okay.
He was just on my brother's podcast before I jumped on.
Okay, well, you know what? Your girlfriend or your wife should send you on a spa day too, massage day or
Yes,
something.
I
Because
would
who
love
doesn't
it.
love a massage? I think if you don't like a massage, you're insane. I mean, some guys I get don't like manicures and pedicures, but who's going to say no to a massage?
That's what I'm
A
saying.
facial or something. No, I'm all for that. Like,
And I'm glad you said that on live because Father's Day, that's what I want. I want a spa day.
They
I
are.
want to be pampered.
Yes. No,
I
I
don't
completely
want
agree.
gloves,
You don't
socks.
want
I don't want
underwear,
spatula.
socks.
No, no more, no more, no more. That's like if I get like 80, what I'm going to start getting diapers? Like, come on, 80, 90
Yeah, because
diapers on Father's Day? Nah.
when you get that kind of stuff, like I know for myself, I do that regularly. Like I pamper myself and I feel so recharged and I just feel so relaxed. And it's like, I know Mel would get the same reaction, like you would feel so much better. You would feel like, okay, I feel so good, or those knots are gone and my
Hmm.
feet being rubbed and stuff. Because I don't rub feet, so that's like I'd rather pay for somebody to rub your feet because I'm not going to
Yeah.
do it. You know,
Well,
so
it takes the right man to get that out of you. I heard a lot of women say, "Ew, feet." You love them down. You smooth them over. You make them feel so good. And guess what? Anything you ask, they do it for you.
well,
Just like I was saying, mothers want to be pampered. Look, if I
uh-huh.
get pampered, you're gonna get
Mhm.
whatever you want, right? So if you want the best of everything, give me the best of
Yeah,
everything, and that's how it works. And that's
no.
what makes the relationship great. Put my foot up there, like, I need a massage. You might look at it like, I'm like, excuse me. Yeah, see how you laughing, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
You sometimes start with a joke. You open up with a joke, and you get them to laugh. I'm like, come on, you know you want to rub my feet, and you just play around like that. And then next thing you know, they rubbing them feet, and then you wait till they done. You, but I thought you wasn't gonna do it. that's that's how that works.
Yeah. I'll rub the
I
shoulders
swear.
and the back, but not the feet.
Oh shit! But yeah, shoulders in the back. That shit do feel good. Some people they able to give like real good massages. I only paid twice to get a massage, and I ain't necessarily agree with the spending that much money because it's expensive. But I'll tell you one thing: it makes you feel
It
rich.
does. You
It
feel
does.
so good because it's just like you just feel so relaxed.
Hold on, I'm sorry. He said my last massage. I don't think she liked men because she whooped me. She whooped my behind. I always had to tell her this.
That is so funny.
Hey, Rodney, I appreciate the humor because that is hilarious. That's
Okay,
hilarious. But
so do you like
all
the
I'm
deep tissue or do you like the Swedish massage? Like what kind of massages do you like? The
see, that's
stone
the thing.
massage?
I'm not I'm not a massage connoisseur. Like I can't really. I don't know. I thought a massage is a massage. So if it's different levels and different types, I don't
Hmm.
know. But now that you got it in my head, I think maybe on my next day off, I think I'm gonna have to go out and get me a
You
massage.
need to like get like the stone massage, the hot stone massage, or if you like it hard, I always go with the deep tissue and then I get the hot stones.
So
But
how hot is it?
it's not that hot, but it's like it
Oh, okay,
loosens up the muscles. It's good, and they're constantly rubbing it. So it's not, and then they just stay on your back for a little bit, warm up your
okay.
body. Yeah, but they
So
feel
it's
good, like the
it's called a
hot
stone
stone,
massage.
hot
Hot
stone.
stone massage. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm gonna write
And if
that
you
down
like
because I
it
need.
deep, like the deep massage, the deep tissue. That's what I always get. Like it feels good,
Deep.
like there, like elbows and everything in there.
I'm getting excited because I'm ready.
There's so many. You're
Hopefully I
gonna
don't
get
get my ass
addicted.
whooped like Rodney. Yeah, you said I'm gonna get addicted. See,
You are.
it's
I
expensive.
go
It's
once a
expensive.
week.
Once a week? Oh
I
nah.
do.
How much it cost?
It varies.
Yeah. See, you ain't even want to say it because I know I be
Because
driving.
my
And,
family is watching and they're gonna be like, "What?"
yeah, I be seeing some of the prices. I'm like, yeah, see, nah, can't do it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
one day I went to the mall and they was like, oh, free 5 minute massage. I'm like, cool. 5 minutes over. I'm like, oh, can you get right here? Oh no, five
right.
minutes over. I'm like, what? Then I look at
Yeah.
the chart. I'm like, well, how much it gonna cost? In the mall where I live at,
Mhm.
it's like what 150 for a half hour. I'm like, yeah, no, I can't do that for a
Yeah.
half
That,
hour. Shit,
that's expensive.
300 for an hour. No, that's another thing too, because they got prices for an hour, hour and a half. I'm like, who wants a massage for an hour? I think that's extremely long. What do you think?
That's what I
Do you
get.
like it?
I
A
always do
whole
an
hour?
hour. I do an hour
Jeez,
to an hour and a half. Yeah.
hour and a half. God, just sitting there, just getting a massage. She,
Okay, you had to have had a Thai massage because on the Thai massages, they walk on you, they are crawling on you. Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh
He's
shit! It's
saying
my boy. It's one of my best friends.
he
You can
secretly liked
go to
it.
our local massage school and pay a fraction of the cost. Most of the students are good. Hey,
Yes,
what's
that's
up, Brian?
true.
It's about time. Yeah. I
Yeah,
said I ain't
you
never
do
heard of
get
that.
discounts. Yeah, you for your hair, your facials, you can go to those schools and they do give you those discounts.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's crazy. But I want to jump back onto when we talk about Father's Day and Mother's Day. Like it's a known fact that like the only gifts a man get on Father's Day is things that require him to work. That is no, you come on, you know.
Okay,
Mothers
last year, my dad, I gifted him, one of his gifts was his dad had passed away, my grandfather passed away. So I got him this like a like a canvas with
right.
pictures of my dad with my grandfather. So that was like one of his gifts, like, and it had nothing to do with getting hit. Like it was a personal gift. It wasn't like a grand one, but I mean, he got other stuff, but it's like he gets personal gifts from my sister and I. It's not
Well,
the
well, that's what I
generic.
say. You one of a kind, and it is different from like when you're in a relationship and versus giving to your father. But 9 times out of 10, mothers and sons, I mean not mothers, daughters and sons still get their fathers things that require. I can't tell you in my 39 years of living, right? I've never gotten anything on Father's Day that wasn't work related. Never. Like I
Really?
like that. No, never. I
Like
mean,
not
well,
a nice dress shirt or like
okay, okay, I'll take it back. My mom got me like dress shirts or ties. I got ties and stuff, so that's not work related. But I also got the gloves. I also got the apron because I like to cook. I got the knives. So, or it's things that for the grill. Go yeah. And on Father's
the
Day, guess what?
grill.
It's supposed
That
to be
happens
about
a
me.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and on Father's Day, it's supposed to be my day, my moment. And guess what? I'm cooking for everybody. Well, I got to be the one cooking on Father's Day. That's
You know what you
crazy.
should this year you should do this. Be like, hey fam, I love y'all. It's Father's Day. So I'm gonna spend the day away from y'all and I'm gonna do whatever makes me happy for the day. And then there you go.
Hey, I love it. Now you put another idea in my head. I'm gonna do that. You know what? I'm gonna say it in front of the world. This year, Father's Day, I don't want no gifts because I'm gonna give myself the best of everything. I'm gonna get a room to myself, and I'm just gonna have a ball. I'm gonna have a blast. Just me,
No, don't say you don't want
nobody else.
anything. Say if anybody wants to gift me something, I'm taking donations to pay for my massage in my room and a
Oh
nice
yeah,
dinner.
there you go. See, I need people in my life like you. There you go. I'm taking donations. I'm gonna start posting that on social media. I need donations to help me lower my
Celebrate
costs.
Father's Day. Yeah. Help me celebrate
That's
my
that's
Father's Day.
that's a great Father's Day. You know what? Now see the question we asked in the beginning: are holidays important? Now I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. Father's Day is forever gonna be important to me because that's what I'm gonna do on Father's Day. I'm
Yeah,
gonna pamper
celebrate yourself.
myself, and
Yeah.
whoever want to help the cause, they can help it. They're gonna enhance my day. Father's Day is my day
There you go. See, you
forever
just
and ever.
I'm like, I don't want to, you don't need to cater to me. I'll cater to myself. There you go.
Yep. Yep, I'm gonna have a ball. I might go to movies by myself and just be laughing to myself. People might look at me like, "Is he talking to himself?" I'm, I'm about to have a ball starting this
You're like,
year.
I don't need company. I can entertain myself.
Absolutely, because I know I'm a good entertainer. Sometimes I laugh at my own jokes. I don't know if that's crazy.
Me
And I'm
too.
uh
I'm funny. I'm hilarious.
oh. So let me ask you this: are holidays made for mothers and children?
um, I don't.
Like you
I
stumped a
think
little
that
bit.
well, because I feel like Christmas, honestly, I feel like it's catered towards kids because it's like everybody loses sight of what is really important and the things that you're supposed to value and see, and it's just comes down to the gifts a lot of the time. So it's like in
Right.
schools, it's like kids are competing, like, oh, when after break, like, oh, I got this and I got this and I got this. So it's just like I just feel like it's just become so commercialized that it is about competition of gifts for
Right. Right.
Christmas.
Right. Right.
And like Thanksgiving is not all about moms because moms have to work a lot to make all the meals and stuff. Because like in my family, we've always shared the responsibilities. Like my dad does the fried turkey and he bakes the sweets. My mom bakes the pies, does the baked turkey, and my parents alternate on who does the ham, but she makes all the other sides.
Right. Right. Say ham. That's my go-to on Thanksgiving. I love me some ham.
Yeah.
So okay. So this kind of goes with what I just asked you, but do you think Valentine's Day is one-sided when it comes to relationships?
Yes. Typically, I feel
Mm,
that it's catered to women. And
Okay, see, now we get somewhere. Now
no,
we
I
get
do,
somewhere.
because I sometimes I notice that I hear women who say, he didn't get me this or he didn't get me that, but then they don't reciprocate in any way. I think that just like you want him to love you and give you something, he wants to be loved and given something too. And I don't think I started realizing a lot of this stuff until I had a son. And although he's 12, I'm
Okay.
like, no, this he needs to be, shown that he's important as well. So
Hmm.
I think that's why it's easier for me now to see it. But if I didn't have a son, I'd be like, whatever. Women need all
See,
the
and that
attention, but not anymore.
and that's another thing about relationships. Like women are, they got a one track mind, right? They want to be princesses and bridezillas, and that's another thing. Bridezillas, that whole concept is crazy to me. Like it's your day regardless, right? And women, they just when it comes to their marriage, their dress and everything, they call it off if they get like, I don't know, it'd be one little fray, and then like they just women go crazy. and
Hmm.
and, and it's one track. It's they got a one track mind. It's one sided. It's crazy. Instead of looking at men in the eyes that you claim you love so much, instead of looking in the eyes and loving and savoring that moment, you
Hmm.
complain and you just make it all about you. It's crazy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I think it's
So
easy though. It's easy to get consumed into everything that you. I think it's easy to lose sight of what is going to happen after this wedding. It's just so focused on the wedding. Everything has to be perfect that a lot of the time people don't realize like there's a marriage after this. It's not just a celebration of one day.
yeah, yeah, we ain't gonna get into the whole marriage thing because, again, like I said, to me, holidays is a business. Marriage ain't nothing but a business to me too. Because we ain't gonna get into it. I just want to say this real quick. I had a podcast episode talking about relationships versus marriage, right? And my thing
Hmm.
was this: I was like, if you're in a serious relationship, it's no difference between a serious relationship and a marriage, in my opinion, right? It's to me, it's a business, because you sign a contract, right? Because that's basically what it is. When you do your vows and you sign your name and and you give your last name to her, you signing a contract, just like you do in any business, right?
Hmm.
And it's basically like leasing a car or something like that, or you paying rent at a house, I mean, at an apartment, as opposed to owning your own home. That's all a marriage is to me, because what are you realistically doing differently in that serious relationship that you're not doing in a marriage, right? Like nothing. If you love each other, you love each other. And we're creatures of habit. So we typically do the same thing every day, whether we married or not. So
Hmm.
for me, marriage is a business. And guess what? They say it's cheaper to keep them. That's because it's a business. You got how you enter. It's if a marriage is supposed to be about love and about unity, why do you got to put money into getting a divorce? It's
Yeah.
a business. If you think about it, it's like anything in life. We talk about holidays. All big pharma, all these corporations, all these businesses, they're sitting back and laughing at us. They're loving this because of the kickback. Everybody can't wait for the holidays. So they try to invent things. Oh, how can I invest? I mean, not invest. How can I capitalize on the holidays? And that's what it is. That's why when you talk about the
Hmm.
roses, it could be $20, but they'll say that, oh, it's $100 because it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Next day, 50% off. And guess what? Your relationship back to 50% off. It's insane. It's insane. So for me, I think Valentine's Day is just a level of pageantry. That's it. That's all it is. Big display. It's a big show, right? It's all
Yeah.
smoke and mirrors. That's all it is. Because you singling one day out of the whole year when you should be doing that anyways. So
Hmm.
I forgot what we was talking about earlier when somebody said, "Oh, about leftovers." Ryan said, "If somebody don't eat leftovers, they can't be trusted." I'm gonna say this: if somebody supports Valentine's Day, they can't be trusted. I'm gonna say that. You know why?
Why?
Because if they wait for one day to show this affection, they can't be trusted. A woman shouldn't trust a man that waits for one day out the year to show this love and affection.
No, I
Because
agree with
if
that.
you don't get it every day, how can you trust them, right? And if you're getting it
Yeah.
every day, Valentine's Day should be meaningless to you. It should
Right,
have no
because it's
value.
just like any day. I'm loved every day. I'm
Yeah.
appreciated. I'm celebrated every day.
Yep. And another reason why I say, as far as Valentine's Day, I don't want to celebrate Valentine's anymore. I think what I want to do is just have a Valentine's Day resolution. That's what I'm gonna start saying. I want a Valentine's Day resolution. I don't want to celebrate it because I celebrate Valentine's Day every day.
What would your resolution be for this?
Well, it could be certain things like whatever. been lacking in a relationship, or whatever that I feel like needs to be fixed, or as a couple we feel like need to be fixed. Let's work on that. Let's on Valentine's Day we sit there and we use that day as a day of reflection, and we sit there and say, okay, are we doing the things we said we want to do? Are we not doing it? Let's spend this day trying to brainstorm on what work, what don't work, and how can we resolve it? How can we correct it? That's what I mean by resolution. So that will be my go-to. Let's work on that. Let's spend Valentine's Day reflecting on the relationship and trying to make it better. What you think about that? He's like,
No.
no, I want to be pampered.
Yeah.
I respect that.
I do. I want to like, but it's not even. It doesn't always have to be big. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like to be pampered and stuff like that. But I, I've had good Valentine's Day where, we've cooked a nice meal together, very simplistic, but just a nice dinner, and then we've just watched movies, for that evening, and it was simplistic, but it was nice, and so I'm okay with that. I just because it's not really any different than any other day in that sense, of our routine, what we did. But I
Right.
just, I still want to be acknowledged a little bit different that day. I just want a little bit extra sparkle in the eye when they look at me that day.
Even though you agree that Valentine's Day should be every year, I mean every day, like
No, I
365
do
days.
1,000, but I
So you
think because it's been instilled in me for so long, and then it's
okay?
just kind of like an expectation now, as opposed to um, something that's just new to me. I think it's just because
Right,
it's been instilled in me for 44 years,
right.
that that
You
I'm.
don't look 44, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah,
No problem.
but yeah, it's been instilled that day I'm like extra special, and I'm gonna have like extra love that day.
So okay, so let me ask you this before I ask the next question: is there an expiration date for celebrating Valentine's Day, in your opinion?
No.
So it doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Valentine's Day should remain a constant.
Hmm.
Ooh, ooh,
Yeah, because I feel like I'm going to celebrate you too on that day. It's not like you're just going to be celebrating me that day. I'm going to be celebrating you because we're a couple and we're both
right.
celebrating each other and our love and our commitment to each other just a little bit extra on that day.
I got you. So I got something special coming up, but I'm gonna save it. So so I think that Valentine's Day is a tool, right? I think it's a way for women to say, help me prove that everybody else that's around us how much you love me. I think that's what
I,
Valentine's Day really comes down to. It's a
yeah.
tool for women to display like, oh, this is mine. This is my property. And you telling that man, help me prove that all these women that you belong to me and you love me.
See,
Yeah. What do you think?
I think that's just like, okay, do you know I have ever only put one of my relationships on social media? I've been
Mm,
in other relationships, and it's not like I'm hiding him. I put him, but the thing is, to me, is the people in my circle who are important to me, my friends, my family, the people we associate with, they know who my partner was. Like they knew that we were, in a relationship, and I would never um, engage with anybody in any kind of way. But on social media, I feel like there's so many. This is going to kick me in the butt, but there's a lot of women out there who
yeah.
might not be interested in a person, but because
Yeah.
he's your partner,
Mm-hmm.
it's like
Mm-hmm.
they're going to go and try to stir the pot or something like that. And it's just so sad because, first of all, we're not in our 20s, and there's women in my age group and older who still do this. And so I don't like to put my relationship out there because I don't want them to sit there, nitpick, and criticize us, or I don't want somebody to just try to seduce, like, or whatever, flirt with or engage in any kind of like that with my partner. And it's not
Right.
even like he's going to entertain it. The point is, it's like, why would you do that? But just because we're together, you don't even want him. You don't even know him.
Right. See, it's a
So
double-edged
that's why I
sword.
don't
So
put
this
mine.
thing, and listen, I respect that, and I receive that because I've seen it. I've been
Hmm.
in that situation, right? Like when a man put their woman on social media and they talk about, oh, she this and she's pampering me this or she did this or
Mhm.
some men are crazy. Not crazy. They're stupid. Some men put out there like, oh, like they talk about sex. Oh, she put it on me like this. She did this, and it's the
Yeah,
thing. When you now you putting your woman on display. Now
yeah,
you're gonna pique the interest of other men. They're gonna be like, oh, she did what? Okay, well. That man might look at you as like a loser or like, oh, I'm better than you. So if she did that for you, what you think she gonna do to me? And so I don't do that. Post pictures and all this stuff and talk about my relationships because now all I'm doing is just putting her on display, right? It's like
mhm,
when you go to any store, that display case, people look, right? We buy with
yeah,
our eyes. If it's in that display case, we're looking. So we put pictures out there and we talk about the relationship, or how about this? One of my pet peeves is when people in a relationship they might have a bad day with their boyfriend or their girlfriend, and they'll blast it on social media. Oh, he did this to me, or
oh,
yeah, or
no, I
oh,
see that a
fuck him,
lot.
yeah, and I hate it. I'm like, what are you doing? And then tomorrow you're gonna make up. What are you doing? Yeah,
It's
and listen,
yes.
I'm a man. I'm a man.
Mhm.
When I was in my younger days, you know what I did? I don't want to use the word pray because that sounds fucked up, but I used to see stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, she having a bad day, and I used to be like, yo, what's up, man? I would never treat you like that.
Yeah,
And guess what?
you
And
you
guess
see
what?
that.
That then
It's
yeah,
opening the
never.
door to stuff.
Yeah, and that's why I don't do it. And
Mm-mm.
I think it's corny. I think it's the worst thing a person can do. If you really love somebody, don't put your business out there. I grew
Yeah,
up in a household where they say, what goes on in the house stays in the house."
yeah.
I would never put my stuff on display, never,
No, because
because you.
it's just nobody needs to know your business. Because
Yeah.
you're in a relationship, you're gonna like it's unrealistic and it's stupid if people think like our relationship is perfect. We never fight, we never argue. That's ridiculous. It happens. But you know what's gonna happen after that? You're gonna make up and then it's like you're gonna regret stuff that you said, you're gonna regret stuff that you put on social
Hmm.
media. So I don't people know like when I'm in a relationship, I'll say like I'm in a relationship, but unless you're in my circle, like my actual circle where we go out with you, we have dinner, we have game, whatever. Like those are the
Right.
people who know my partner. But other than that, it's like you're not going to just see us on social media because I just feel that sometimes people are disrespectful. And also, I noticed that when you're like I've been in relationships before, and there's men who still don't respect that in the sense that they DM you stuff, like a lot of
Hold on.
things.
I know what you mean. Don't criticize men though, because women do the same
No,
thing.
okay, I've never heard of women doing that. The very well might because I've seen I've read some comments where women put stuff out there and I'm just shocked, like what? But I didn't know they sent pictures. But like
Oh,
just the
so
way that the
I'm
man
not.
talks, though.
Yeah, I'm not specifically talking about pictures because I
All right,
generally,
no,
through
but
my
some of the
experience,
stuff that men
women typically,
say, it's
yeah.
like very it's very inappropriate. And I'm just like, whoa, even if I was
Now,
single, I wouldn't even entertain that.
but see, again, I'm gonna say it takes the right guy because a lot of times I do look at it, and when females talk to me about they got a dick pic or this pic or some of the vulgarity and stuff. I'm like, yeah, it is a little over the top, but it's the thing. A lot of women say I would never fall for that, but I know a lot of women that said they would never fall for it that fell for it. It takes the right guy. That's all it is. Now, do I think I'm a man as well? Do I think it's over the top? Yes. Did I ever do that? No. Like as far as pics and all that stuff, I first of all I never did that unless I was asked by a woman, right? Like
Yeah.
even so, I didn't really want to do it, right?
Hmm.
But I'm like, oh, you asked, like, cool. Because as a man, we just think differently than women, right? Like the early, like, not I can't speak for every man, but a lot of men, like the younger they are, their main objective is about another notch under their belt, right? It takes that right
Oh,
woman, since we talk about the right person, it takes that right woman to bring that out of them. You know what I'm saying? So
you
a
know what
lot
that
of times,
reminded me? Have you
go
heard
ahead.
when they say if he wanted to, he would? You know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about?
yeah,
Like you can't change a man, but for the right woman, he will change.
he would.
And it's like
It's true.
sometimes like a woman can just love him so much and just do everything for him, and he's like he doesn't like he loves you maybe, but he doesn't love you because he's not going to change unless he wants to. That's
So this thing,
just
I wouldn't say he wouldn't really love you because this is the thing. If a man really don't love you, then that's shame on a woman because we are creatures of habit. We are all built on emotion. Just women are more emotional than men, right? So if you're not reading the signs and you stay with that man, you
Okay.
should know that he don't really love you.
No, but sometimes there's no signs. It's like it just hits you
Mm-mm.
out of the blue. Okay, listen. I'm
There's
gonna
always signs.
put my
Go ahead.
business out there apparently.
Oh,
But
let's get.
okay. I was in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It was on and off for a little bit. And then all of a sudden, like this was like a very like I thought it was a good relationship and I'm very aware of stuff, right? And then all of a sudden stuff starts happening. Like it just out of nowhere, stuff just starts happening. And I'm not stupid. So it's like, you're changing. And they're like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not. It's you. It's like I noticed like from literally one day to another when things start changing,
Right.
then it's like I can't be in this kind of a relationship. But it happens.
That's what I mean. The signs, right? You said
Oh
sometimes it's
yeah.
not signs. You just said you've seen things and you was picking up on it and you questioned him. He said, "Oh no, it's not me, it's you." Those are the signs
Yeah.
I mean. So if you
Oh.
stay and you continue to continuously feel that way, that it's shame on you at the end of the day, right? Because
Mhm.
when we talk about love, if you're really looking for love, we feel love, right? Because that's what we all desire in life is love. And when we don't feel desired, right? When we don't feel loved, it drives us insane. We do a lot of dumb things, right? So
Okay.
it's like we know when we're not being loved.
Would
That's
you
one of the first.
stay in a relationship? Say you're not, you were attracted to them at some point, then all of a sudden you're not really very attracted to them for whatever reason, but they're good to you. Would could you stay, or it's just like I'm not really attracted to them anymore? Like,
No, I'm out. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because see, when we talk about attraction, right? It goes beyond appearances, right? Because it could be somebody that you're attracted to appearance wise, but you can't stand them as a person. Watch that. And if you're not like, so it's got to be some form of attraction. I listen. I've dated a lot of girls that I was not physically, or, like I wasn't attracted to like appearance wise, but their
mhm,
personality was so radiant that I craved it and I never wanted to lose that. So
mhm.
sometimes it's people's personality that makes you get in that relationship, but that's an attraction. So you have to be attracted to some capacity. If you're saying you're not attracted, it's time to bail. Can't be with them
Because I
because
like you when you hear people, or I've heard men talk about women that they're not attracted to them, and they're like, "Oh, she's really cool and she's fun," or "I enjoy doing this with her," but she's just, I'm just like she's not. So it's and I'm like, "Well, why are you with her? Why are you hanging out with her? Why?" And they're like, "Because she's fun." But
so
it's
yeah,
like sad. Like, don't lead them on if you
this is the
don't see
thing.
them past that. Like, you have to tell
This is
them.
Veronica, this is the thing. Define fun. Because just hearing that, I'm thinking as a man, because I know a lot how a lot of men think. If a man says that to me, I'm like, oh yeah, you just want her for sex then. Because
Oh, I was thinking like
if
hanging out fun.
well, that's why I said define it. Because if a man say I'm not attracted, but she's
Yeah.
just fun, well, isn't that her personality that you're attracted to? So you are
Mhm.
attracted. So a lot of people, maybe a lot of people are just dumb and they don't know what attraction is. If somebody's personality reels you in,
Mhm.
right? And you just want to be a part of that person. Well, that's a form of attraction. So to say that you're not attracted at all, then but you want to be around that person, then you got an ulterior motive,
Mm.
plain and simple, right? And that's how I feel. Um, like I don't know who's watching this, but it doesn't matter. I don't talk to my first baby moms. Uh, With me and her, we was like the best of friends, right?
Mhm.
Her personality, everything, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's things that she did or things she said, she always had my back. That's what I was attracted to, and I
Mhm.
never wanted to be in a relationship with her.
That
Now,
loyalty.
yes, now we slept around. Don't get me
Mhm.
wrong, we slept around, and it didn't mean nothing to me. That was my one of my best friends. That's how I looked at it. One day she says, "Oh, I want to be with you." She sobs, she cried, and I'm like, "No, we are great friends, and I don't want to ruin that." And it got to a point where I told her, "You're not my ideal person to be with. Like, why? I'm going to end up hurting you." So I told her, not
Mhm.
physically, but like if I'm not attracted to you, if I don't like you in that way, I'm going to continue to be with other women. And she kept crying and she kept begging, right? And I'm like, this is insane. One
Mhm.
day I caved and I said, okay, I'm willing to see where it goes. And this is the thing. Every day I said, I'm a cheater on her. I seen other women that I was actually attracted to, women that I wanted to be with. And you know what hurt me more than anything with her? Even though that was my thought process that, I like this one. Oh, this one look good. Oh, I wonder how sex is with her. Or I wonder how spending a day with this person will be like. I
Yeah.
never cheated. And guess what? You know who cheated? She did. And
Wow.
yes, I'm talking, this went on for like a month when I said, no, I don't like you like that. We are great friends and that's it. And I got in a relationship with her. Then we had a son. And then right after our son, like the thing is, I found out she was cheating. She wanted her cake and eat it too. And I had a lot of ill will thoughts and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is going to happen. That she laughed in my face about it. She didn't take me serious.
Mhm.
And guess what? All these things I thought I was going to do in that situation, I didn't do. And I was like, okay, and I still, my dumbass, I don't want to say dumbass because when we talk about the heart and love and all this stuff,
Yeah.
because sometimes you grow to love somebody, right?
Right.
I was like, all right, listen, I know you did what you did, but I'm willing to work it out. How can we make this work?
That was big on your part.
You said it was good.
That was big on
Why?
your part because no, I said it was
Oh,
big because it's like not everybody can forgive a betrayal, especially when you love
that's
somebody. That betrayal is
but
like deep.
you absolutely right. But my thing was, I was like, I can never forgive somebody that do that. I can never be with somebody after that. But we
Hmm.
had a lot of things invested at that moment, and I can't put it in words. I couldn't believe. The next day, I said, I can't believe I was told her we can work it out. And I was sick. I wouldn't eat. I lost weight, right? And then I met my other kid's mom. I worked at a place called Applebee's. She was my boss, and the first time that she said something that was borderline flirtatious, I was on it. And then I made my comments. She made her comments, and I was nervous. I'm like, oh, I don't want to get fired. And guess what? We had 4 kids together.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sorry. Let me say that. We had 3 kids together.
3 kids together.
My bad.
You're like, I have 4.
No, 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 no. Those days are over. But yeah, and it's just crazy how things happen, and that she helped me take my mind off of my other son's mom, right? And
Yeah.
this is the crazy thing, and I often give her all the credit in the world because the direction I was going in my life, right? Like it was going nowhere fast, and I met her, and all the accolades, all the positivity, all the good things that happened to me in my life, it's because of her.
Mm,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, because things change. Like everything can change just having that right person there for you.
That's true. That's true. That's true. And relationships are not easy by no means.
Yeah.
By no means. It's been several times that like, in a relationship, you're like, oh, I'm done. Oh, I can't do this. This is too much. Because people change as well. In the
Right.
beginning, because once you get past that honeymoon stage and you get past that, oh, I gotta prove my love to this person. I gotta maintain a certain image so I can get what I want out of this whole thing. Years go by. Now that's like now you're comfortable. Now you're content with each other. It's like, I'm not gonna do that. If this person don't know how I feel at this point, and then you argue a lot more, right? So
Right.
relationships are difficult. A lot of people say marriage is difficult. That's because a relationship ain't. I mean, a marriage ain't nothing but a relationship. Like I said,
Hmm.
one, you talk about marriage, now you talk about a business. But that's another story. I love the fact that you're a talker like me. Before we even had the first podcast, you told me I'm a talker. I can talk about whatever. And I was like, this is going to work.
Yeah,
This is
it's easy
crazy.
to just jump around.
Yeah, we definitely jumped around a little bit, but that's great. So getting back to the topic a little bit.
It's the
So
holidays.
social media has a heavy influence on why a lot of us support holiday traditions, right? Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do a lot.
It's
Yeah,
like,
because everything's
commercial
everything's there. In all
is
social media
emphasized.
platforms, it's like their interface like all the time.
Yeah, and that
Mhm.
goes back to what we were saying earlier. It's like, we want the more we see it, it's like it's programming us, right? It's like a robot or a computer game or a video game or a movie. It's like it programs us. Once it reels us in, it locks us in, and we're programmed. The more we see things, the more we replicate it.
Hmm.
Just like children, we have kids. They're like sponges. You heard that before, right? Kids are like
Oh,
sponges.
absolutely. Yeah.
The more so they start to emulate whoever and whatever they're around.
Yeah. They
Same thing
observe
with these
everything.
holidays and these traditions. That's how it works, right?
Hmm.
Everything in life is business. It's a big business. That's why a lot of people get rich. They capitalize off people's emotions and everything. You can make movies about failed relationships, and guess what? Anybody that had a failed relationship, they're gonna be drawn to it. Like, oh, I gotta watch it.
Oh, for
Especially women.
sure.
They
Yeah.
cry, and guess what? Guess what men gonna do? Oh, come here. They don't even care
Yes.
about it. Like, come here, give me a kid. I
Yeah.
love her. Like, you're so
Yes, and it's
beautiful.
like some, even if the movies are like, there's 10 movies that are essentially the same thing, but it's like
Yeah,
you can continue to replicate it because it's going to grab attention.
yep. And but it's genius if you think about it. It's
Hmm.
genius. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So earlier when I was talking about holidays not being represented right. So
Hmm.
like Christmas isn't represented the way it was meant to be portrayed, right?
Correct.
So we look at the holiday for selfish reasons, right? Like we look at holidays as, oh, I want to get something. We don't look at holidays for giving or making
Right.
somebody else feel happy, right? And that's just the truth of it. We're not looking to make others happy. A lot of us buy things for Christmas or Valentine's Day, like we were saying earlier, from because we feel obligated to do so.
Hmm.
So like, in your opinion, like for Christmas, what is the meaning of Christmas to you?
It is. I mean, it's the day Jesus, was born. But to me, it just means family, and like to me, it's always been like my family, like my family being together, and I'm very fortunate that we've always been able to spend Christmas together.
Right.
So, so that, I mean, that's what it means to me. But it's a lot of spending.
So
It's
yeah, it is a lot of spending. But so the way I was raised, I was told, that Christmas was, when God or Jesus was born,
Mhm.
everybody came to shower Mary and give her and the child gifts.
Yeah,
So it's supposed to be a celebration of Jesus' life.
right.
Now,
We
older,
used to go to
like
mass on
yeah,
on
like
Christmas.
so like our parents, that's what they believed in. So as the
Mhm.
generations go on and on and on, we lose sight of that. And it's all about just receiving, not giving. It should be about giving, but
Right.
a lot of us look at it as, oh, I want gifts. I want
Mhm.
this. You know what I'm saying? So and that's an ideal that once was here that is lost, right? Like, and we need to get back to some of these ideals. Like that's just what it is. Also for me, like Christmas should be about quality over quantity. Am I right? Like,
Yeah.
or do you feel differently?
No, I agree. I do. Qual you're
Quality
like, yeah,
over
quality in the
quantity.
sense of like, yeah, because it's like I would rather spend quality time with my family because you just things happen, and
Yeah.
you don't know, even if you're healthy, something can always happen, and I would prefer to spend those intimate holidays with my family over gifts
Sure.
because a lot of the time these gifts are important to you for that day or for a little while, and then it's like, oh, something new comes out or you lose it, or it's just like, I really don't like it, so it just stays there, and it's just wasted money for the sake of getting a gift or spending money or just buying something.
Right. Right. So all right. So Valentine's just passed, right?
Hmm.
So So this is a curious question. I try to ask a couple men, and some men either tell me like, "Yo, why you talking to me about this?" Or they don't feel like it's a masculine thing to talk about. Like a lot of
Uh-huh.
men don't feel like, or they act like they can't have a casual conversation with another man, right? So,
Yeah.
so I. A lot of men don't even they entertain certain questions that I ask, but whatever. So this is my thing. Just a good question I've been dying to ask people. Um, so as a parent, are we to celebrate Valentine's Day for our sons and our daughters, or should it like let's look at it like from a father's standpoint, like shit. should we celebrate Valentine's Day for our sons? Like that to
I
me, it's just
do because
weird.
I see. To me, I'm like, he is no different than my girls because I love him just as much as I love my girls, and I'm not going to treat him any different than I treat the
But
girls.
you
But
gotta
it's
look
just
at
to
it
me,
from
it's
a
like a
man's
love
standpoint.
holiday. Yeah, but
You
it's
gotta
like
look at
it's
it from
about
a man's
love.
standpoint.
It's not about genders. To me,
So
it's
all right,
like
so
love.
so for me,
Hmm.
I should get my son a rose,
No, you can get him something different.
a teddy bear,
Yeah,
cause
get
it's
him a
not a
Build a
regular teddy
Bear.
bear. It's not a regular teddy bear. 'Cause this thing on Valentine's Day, it's got hearts on it. I'm supposed to give my son a teddy bear with hearts on it. It says Valentine's Day, Happy Valentine's Day. Like that's just weird.
No, it's not. Get him a different stuffed animal, but get him something like there's like
So should I tell him Happy Valentine's Day? Should I give him a card as well?
yes, yeah.
What?
You're like
That's
happy Valentine's Day, son. I love you because you
that
love
to me.
him.
That's just I do, but I'd see
See?
that's the question I'd be asking.
And
Like,
you also are training them at a young age that I love you, I appreciate you, and you're going to be treated the same. So when he grows up and he gets in a relationship, he's expecting his partner to appreciate him the way he appreciates her.
I get that. I just think a father celebrating Valentine's Day for their son. I think is super weird.
Well, just take him to dinner then. Just be like, hey, son, we're
Okay,
going to go by ourselves. Let's go have dinner. And you just have dinner with your son. And it's like, we're
you,
celebrating Valentine's Day.
you,
See?
but this is one thing. I almost agree with you. But like on the day of Valentine's Day, if I sit there and say, you know what, son, let's go out to dinner. I just think that's weird. Like, cause like I can take him out to dinner any other day. Like to actually do it on Valentine's Day, I'm like mentally for
I
me. Maybe
I
it's the
go on
masculinity
dates
in
with
me,
my
but
son, like just
yeah.
us. Like sometimes I
But
won't even
you're a
take my
mother.
girls.
You're a mother, though. I think it's different from a mother and a father. I'm saying it's from a father's standpoint. I
My
just think it's
dad
weird.
has these days where he just goes to hang out with my son and they like do dinner. It's just like, just think of it like your little bro, like your little friend
Mm,
is your kid.
I got you. I'm just saying, as a father, I can't see myself buying chocolates or teddy bears or roses for my son. Right?
Okay,
It's just,
but you
it's
could
just.
get him like say his favorite candy is Skittles. I don't know, but just like get him some like a mug. Get him something. It's like
eh,
you don't want to get him a bear. Get him a llama. I mean, they have other stuffed animals that they even have blue stuff. Get him something, and
I'm
it's
just
just
saying.
like age appropriate stuff.
So in his 10 years of living, I've never did anything for him or given him any type of gifts on Valentine's Day. I just think it's not natural for a man. But next year, 2026, I will. As weird as it's gonna sound coming up my mouth, I will. Can't even say the words. I will try to make it a day with my sons, and my daughter. Because now I got a daughter. Like, see, for me, it's I don't know. I would try. I would see where it goes. Like if they're delighted and I don't know, they kids. They might like. I think they're gonna like
Like, you'll
any
have
quality
like
time with me anyway. So
yeah, but like even if you'll have like I used to do with my kids, like there was this like there's this pottery place, and I would take them and they could decorate something to give to dad, or whatever. But there's lots of fun things that you can do to celebrate. Like even if you don't want to distinguish one over the other, you can just do it as a family thing, and so that the boys are, celebrated as well.
right, I got you. I just I don't know, man. Like I said, I just don't think it's
No,
natural
you
for
have to
man.
say it now so that we can replay this next year when you're like, I will do something in 2025 with the boys too. The boys will
Yeah,
be celebrated.
I'm going to try. Right, man, let me take it back. I'm going to do something for my sons and my daughter. I'm gonna say it
Okay.
now, and I'm gonna see
Okay,
how it
it's
goes.
there. We're gonna replay this next year and see if you stuck with it.
I got you. All right. So let me ask you this: what is the value of celebrating holidays every year?
I think it's a lot of it is just for show.
That's what I say. It's pageantry. Like that's all it is.
Hmm.
You It's like every year, it's like Groundhog's Day. It's the same thing. They don't really switch up the gifts too much. That's why for me, Christmas is always hard. I'm like, my kids are getting older. You go to Walmart, you go to Target, you look on Amazon, you go whatever store you can find, and it's like it's the same gifts. It's, for the past 3 years, it's like, well, they grew out of this, they like this, but I just got them this. Or it's like, how many of the same things can you get a kid?
Yeah.
Right? It's no wow factor, right? Like, so I don't know. I just like I said, and then like I don't want to talk about kids because kids gonna love whatever. You can give them the same thing every year. I think they're gonna love it anyways, right?
Yeah.
I'm more so talking about like when you get older, like when you're an adult, right? Where's the value of celebrating Valentine's Day in your relationship every year, or where's the value in celebrating Christmas every year with your significant other? Like that's the question I'm asking as an adult.
It's just an extra day to get a little something for your partner. I mean, I'd like stuff all the time, but
There you go. I don't know. I got you. It's just for me. It's just like what makes one day more meaningful out of the whole year. It's just that's the thing I can't. I don't know. And I just started feeling like this maybe last year, and then I'm like, all right, I think that comes with age. And,
Mhm.
I had a little survey, and I asked people, and don't get me wrong, a lot of people said no. I want to be this is just like you. I want to celebrate holidays every year. But it's been a select few. But guess what? Those select few that told me, nah, after some point it's over. Those people are the ones that's been older than me that say that. And
Mhm.
I'm like, you know what? Yeah. So it's got to be coming with age. If the only people that agree with my thought process are older than me, I'm like, yeah, it's got to be a cap at
I'm
some.
older
That's
than
why I asked
you,
you
like
earlier.
5 years or 6. How old are you again?
Well, I said 39, but I won't. I'll be 39 this Sunday.
Okay, so I'm like 6 years older than you.
Oh,
So
jeez.
yeah, so then I'm technically older, but I do, and I think maybe I don't know. I think honestly, a lot of it has to do with my dad, just because he has only 2 girls, and
Right.
he's always made it like him and my mom have always made it a point to we are going to be celebrated. Like we're celebrated all the time, right? Because we got gifts all the time, but especially holidays, we always got stuff, and so that was just instilled in me, and so that's just like an expectation now that I'm even to this age, I still expect stuff.
I got you. I got you. So, all right. Earlier, I said I got something special I wanted to ask. So let me ask this.
Okay.
So let's stay with Valentine's Day for a minute.
Okay.
And you're important. I mean, I said important. In your opinion, how important is sex on Valentine's Day?
Uh, I think it's important. I
And I
do.
said it because I said it because that's what to me a lot of people generalize Valentine's Day as a sex day. So you said
Mhm.
it's important see, all right, you got to
I
elaborate
mean,
on
I
that. That's
think it's okay.
crazy.
First of all, I think that it's always important because when you're in a relationship, like you want to fulfill your partner's needs just like you want your needs fulfilled. And you also don't want to like not because if you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to open those doors for like somebody else to think they can come in. So no, it's like my
Yeah.
partner is going to be taken care of and we're both going to be taken care of. But on that day, it's just like a definite like, yeah, it's going to happen because it's Valentine's Day.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So it's crazy how one day has that much of an impact. That's all. But I respect that.
But like, wouldn't a guy expect that? Like, obviously,
No,
like,
but see, men are different. That's what I'm saying. Men are different. Men want sex all the time.
well, that's
So
true.
just it can be Groundhog's Day, and they're like, "Oh, Groundhog's Day."
Yeah.
It deals with the groundhog and the whole. Yeah, it's okay for me. Like, we can't equate this to a man's perspective because men
But
want
it's
sex
like
all the time.
love. You're thinking about love and passion and this and that. So it's like that's an obvious. Because
Men
if
want
you get
sex
your
on Easter.
girlfriend all these stuff, if you get your
Yeah.
like if I'm a man and I get my partner all these things, and it's like you can't even give me that, give me my gifts back. I'm gonna sit on the couch.
Hey. Oh, dang. See, I ain't sleeping on hard ass couch. I'm sorry. I've done that maybe like 3 times. I'm like, mm-mm. I don't care how much we arguing. I don't care how much I don't want to
You're
be
like,
next
just
to
stay
you.
on your
I'm
bed.
sleeping
There's
in
a
the bed.
pillow.
Yeah, pillow. Yeah. Here's your blanket. Here's my blanket. don't knock knees with me. I don't want your hair touching me. Yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
not going to no couch. I'm sorry,
You know what's
but
funny is like growing up, real quick, my parents like never slept in separate rooms. Like it was like they were mad, whatever. It's like they slept like they never slept in separate rooms ever, ever, ever.
and that's good. I mean,
I
because
know,
unless you
absolutely.
if you
Yeah, no,
unless you're willing to do it, I ain't gonna do it. I'm sleeping
I
in bed.
know. I
I
like to
don't
do
care if you want
hands,
to kill me.
subtle
I'm gonna
hands.
kill
I'll
you.
like put a pillow and a blanket out there and see if are you taking the hands?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like this. Oh, that's for you. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, that's for you. Oh, I seen the pillow. You need anything else? You want me to put your change your clothes on the nightstand? Oh, that's for you. I'm like, huh? You got me fucked up. I'm going in the room. That's um. So all right. So this so toys, sex toys on Val's Lips.
uh,
Is that something you're comfortable with?
no,
No.
no.
She, I didn't even get the whole question out. She was like, no. So all right. All right. So toys, 'cause a lot of because Valentine's Day, a lot of people get a lot of sex toys on Valentine's Day because we make it a day of sex, right?
Mhm.
Do you think sex toys are training wheels, or do you think they're enhancements?
Okay, so I'm not sure how I'm going to sound, but I'm very prudish when it comes to that. I just feel like I'm perfectly capable of entertaining my person, just like I feel they're perfectly capable of entertaining me. And I don't think I need anything, and I don't think they do.
Well, you can take yourself out the equation. I'm just saying in general, like right, people that go out and get sex toys. Do you think
Mhm.
they're training wheels, or do you think they're enhancements,
I
or is
think
it
at
something
that
that you
point,
can't really comment on because you don't do it?
I think that you go to that point, it's got to be enhancements because something's not working. Like,
But oh man, see, I had a feeling you was gonna go there. Something's not working. I see. This is my thing. It's twofold for me. Like it's weird. It's hard for me because it can be both. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got a problem, then it's training wheels, right? But like if you don't have a problem, right, it's enhancements because first of all, men and well, not men and women, they want sex to be a constant. They want it to last, right? So like if it's going to enhance it, it can help you out, right? Like it can prolong your sexual encounter, right? Your sexual affair in that moment. So to me, like I said, it can go both ways. But hey, I'm not against it. I'm not.
I mean,
But it's hard.
I'm not gonna criticize anybody. I feel like to each your own. It's just not my cup of tea.
Mm, I got you. I got you. So what are your expectations for Valentine's Day?
Mandatory flowers. Like it's just another excuse to get fresh flowers. Like
Anything
honestly,
else?
I could be in such a bad mood and I just get fresh flowers and it's like instant. Like my mood is just like I'm in such a happy place. It's like you were being a jerk to me, you get me fresh flowers. Okay, let's move forward. I'm not a jerk anymore. Like
Mm.
it just this thing to me.
So
Um,
that's your only expectation? It's just as long as you get flowers, or is it
I
other
do. I
things that
want
you
flowers. No, I
okay?
mean I
And that,
like things. I mean, but if they get me something that's really nice, like I would love to have a sincere card, like a really genuine, sincere card, handwritten card. Like I like that kind of stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say no to some nice jewelry and whatever, but I'm good with a very personalized card and my flowers. Like I
you
need
are
flowers.
definitely you're definitely unique. Like I said earlier, like a lot of women, to them, they're like, "That's all." That and they nitpicking, they criticize a man. So for you to say
No,
that,
because it's like we can go shopping any day and I can get whatever I want then. You know what I'm saying? Or if I really want
right?
something, I'm just get it for myself. But um but it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean I like those things. Like I like flowers all the time and if I definitely don't get them flowers on Valentine's Day, I'm gonna be upset because that's just
Oh
an
wow,
expectation. Like I want flowers all the time, but especially
right.
on certain days. My
I
birthday and
got you.
Valentine's Day.
So now the topic was the pressures of maintaining holiday views, right? So
Hmm.
in saying that, right, isn't there a lot of pressure in just trying to make somebody happy?
Yes,
Mm,
because there's some people that they're so hard to read and they kind of put it out there that they want something, but some of the expectations that I see with people, it's just unrealistic. It's like, I don't know, like I've seen expectations from both people, like both genders, and it's like these really elaborate, absurdly expensive things. And I just feel like if you just got in a relationship with somebody, I'm not going to be spending, this insane amount of money on you. I'm just not going to, because I don't even know if we're going to
Right.
be together, and I spent all this money on you. And
Right.
yeah, so no, I don't know. I think that people are just almost, they feel almost obligated to have to spend
Right.
so much to please this person so that they can show it off to social media.
Yeah. And so my thing is, like I said, when I talk about pressures or just trying to make somebody happy, because holidays, that's all we try to do. When we get gifts to somebody, we're trying to please them. We're trying to make them happy, and that's where all the pressure comes. Because you know what? For me, I'm gonna tell you something. This past Christmas, or the last two Christmases, like I was sweating bullets. I'm like, well, I don't know what to get. I really don't know what she's into right now. Or what if I get this is not enough? What if this is and then is I get this dress or this outfit that I think it looks good. She never wears it. Like so,
Mhm.
I'm doing it trying to make her happy. Like because every woman, every man, everybody likes gifts. What if you give a gift to somebody and they're like, "That's it," or they look at it like, "Oh, that's nice," but
Yeah,
they
because
really like it's
you
okay
wait
on
for
my face.
focus in on the reaction of the gift, and it's just like that's not what I was expecting. Or
That's what I'm saying. So trying to appease people, it's difficult. That's where I was getting at. Um. So we talked about your expectations, right? So let's switch gears a little bit. Should there be expectations for holidays?
um, kind of, yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
See. Holidays should be just you. You should maybe want something, but I don't think you should
Like
expect
for
anything,
I
right?
do, like for instance, it doesn't have to be big things. Like for instance, holiday, Christmas. I expect our family to be together for Christmas. It's just an expectation. It doesn't have to be whatever, but I expect if I'm in a relationship, then I expect we're going to, be with our families. If, our families are close enough to where we can spend time with both of them. If not, they're going to be alternating. But it's like, that's an expectation. Christmas and Thanksgiving are family holidays. So we're going to spend
Uh,
it with our families. Um, just certain, like Easter, it's another holiday, with family. It's just like these things they're small, but they're my expectations where I expect our family to
right,
be together.
right. I got you. And see, but in America,
What
right, or
about
in the
you?
world, what you said? What
Do you
about
have
me?
any expectations for holidays? None?
No. And this goes back to what I was saying before. Like, no, growing up, yes. But I don't. For me personally, I don't have expectations. Right. My only expectation is positivity. As long as everybody around me is positive, I want everybody for holidays. I want everybody around me to be happy. And if
Mhm.
everybody around me is happy, that's my only expectation. That's my only goal, right? Like because I want to be happy, right? And I don't want somebody to be miserable because guess what? It's going to spill over to me, and that's what I don't want. So my
Right.
only expectation is make sure that the room is happy and content. My
So
only
if you got
expectation.
your partner a gift for Valentine's Day,
Hmm.
and you invested a lot of time and effort into purchasing this like very specific thing gift for her, if she doesn't reciprocate that with anything back in return for you, would you be disappointed at all?
No, no.
Really?
And, no, I'm being serious. A lot of people don't agree with me, but this thing I told you, I forget about holidays. People have to remind me when there's a holiday. That's the thing. I've tried to convince her that like it should be about the kids and not us. And she's not buying. She wants, like she said, like you said, like she just gifts, gifts, gifts. Oh, I want this. I'm like, whatever. Like it gets to the point where like Christmas came. I'm like, bro, I did like last minute shopping, right? And this is the thing. You talk pressures of maintaining holiday views, right? Like I start seeing counting the gifts that had my name on. I'm like, what the fuck? Why she getting me so much? Like, why is she going all out? And I don't
And you're like,
know if
dang, I
it's
gotta go buy
expensive or not.
more. Yeah.
Yes, and that's the pressures that we speaking about. So I go out, I'm like, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 2 extra gifts more than what she got me. Boom, and that's what I did. I had to go out. I'm like, all right, well, she got me 7. I got to get 10, and
Yeah,
that's the
no,
pressures.
no, absolutely, I agree with that.
But like I told her, I don't expect anything. If you give me one thing, I'm cool with that because guess
Mhm.
what? All the rest of the year, you're constantly doing for me. You have bettered my life. That's the greatest gift I can ever ask for.
Yeah,
So why am I gonna wait for one day and expect something more? It's nothing greater a person can give me than a better life. You know
yeah,
what I'm
no,
saying?
yeah,
So
absolutely.
so that's what I'm saying. I don't have no expectations at all. I
Mhm.
can do away with giving and receiving gifts on holidays. That's just me.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I I don't know because I feel like if you're not gonna do it all year round, then I'm not gonna wait for one day out the year. It's just not worth it to me. Because
Okay, what if
because
you're with somebody and for a year or 2 years, they never buy you anything ever, but yet you do gift them with stuff that you've put effort in to make sure that they feel special.
now
How
are
would
we
you
talking about
feel?
in a fresh relationship or are we talking about just in
No,
general?
a fresh relationship, like.
All right, so that's it's gonna sound like I'm contradicting myself a little bit because in a fresh relationship,
Mhm.
I somewhat have an expectation. Like I don't care if it's a car. So I don't. It's not like I don't want to say expectation, but I feel like early on, the early stages with a new relationship, yes, I do expect something more than the norm
Mhm.
because I want to feel loved. I want to feel like I'm being thought of more than anybody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be a gift. It could be, you know what? You've been buying dinner every night. Or take every time you go out or we go out, you spoil me. I'm gonna spoil you today. Or let me pay the tab. Let me cover the
Mhm.
tab.
Yeah.
That's suffice for me.
Mhm.
Early on in a new relationship, like show me that you care. Show me that I mean more than anybody else that's coming your way. That's
Right.
that's just me. I mean, and a lot of people don't see things that way, and I don't know how. I don't know why, but it's okay. We're not
Mhm.
made to be the same. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's what makes us all unique and make us different.
Mhm.
So.
Now, I think in the very beginning, it's like very important because then it's like you're setting the tone for the relationship.
And that's what I said. I expect
Mhm.
something to some degree that's going to separate me from everybody else. It don't
Right.
even have to be a gift. Something, right? Invest something. If early in the relationship you did something that you created, you could have drew me a picture or wrote me a poem. That's suffice to me. And I'm honest to God, because now it's personable. You taking the time out to do something for me, so it don't have to be materialistic.
Mhm.
But I expect something early on in a new relationship. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Now, you said you was talking about in a new relationship. So let's just say I'm in a relationship with somebody for 6, 7, 8 years, and I'll get her gifts for Christmas and birthdays, and she don't give me anything. At this point in my life, it wouldn't bother me because guess what?
Yeah.
Like I said, the other 364 days a year, you get me things. And if you're not getting me anything, you're not supporting me, you're not backing me, then the relationship would have been over already. You know what I'm saying? So as
Right.
long as we in a relationship, we call this thing a relationship. At some point, you're doing for me. And that's like I said, it's good enough for me. I don't expect anything. Like my birthday Sunday, if I don't get anything, I'm okay with that. Because guess what? Like you said earlier, if somebody else don't get it for me, I can do it for myself. Just like I said,
It's true.
Father's
Yeah.
Day, it's gonna be all about me. I ain't even gonna make it a couple things. It ain't about no relationship. It ain't about family. Nah, it's my day. Thanks to you. I appreciate you for that one.
Woohoo. No.
So staying with the gifts thing, right? And I think I touched on this a little bit, but like, so say if you give a gift to somebody, or somebody like, yeah, you give a gift to somebody, and that gift is just not enough, right? It doesn't mean that to that person, or you can tell that they don't care. Now what? How do you feel about that? How do you react? And how do you rebound? And I say rebound because it is hurtful. I've given people, plenty of people gifts, and they like, and I could tell that like they don't care, or it's not what they wanted, or they're disappointed. It's hurtful.
Oh
So
yeah.
what happens? What happens if you give a gift to somebody and that's their response? Like,
I I I've been in something like that where it wasn't really appreciated. It was just like, oh, thanks. And it's just put there. And you're just like, I put a lot of effort into that. Like, I knew you wanted it. You know, got it. And I think that Instinctively, I feel anger and hurt. And
Hmm.
then I will try again. But after that second time, if I get the same reaction, you're done. You're not getting any more gifts from me.
That's amazing. You would go for a second time. The
I
first time
would,
I
just because
feel,
I'm like, you know what? I don't want to
yeah,
I want to give them that chance, like, okay, you know what, maybe whatever. But then that second time that I get that kind of a response, I'm done. Like, buy your own gifts, buy your own stuff. Like, I'm not going to celebrate you anymore because you're being very disrespectful.
yeah, I get it, and that goes back to what we talk about pressures, man. Like
Hmm.
it's difficult trying to please people, and the more we try to make other people around us happy, right? Like it's a lot of pressure in that, and I don't know why we put so much pressure on each other, right?
Hmm.
If holidays is supposed to be about coming together and connecting and loving each other, like why are we putting so much pressure, right? Because it's supposed to be about joy, love, happiness. Why, it should
Yeah,
be no pressure with that, right? Because the
it
two should not
shouldn't.
coexist.
Because like
Yeah.
life is already so hard, and it's like these holidays, these things, they should be something that you're enjoying. But sometimes it's just like a dread. Like
Hmm.
sometimes I feel like it is a dread, but that's why. I mean, my kids are very. I'm not just saying this, but my kids are so grateful and so appreciative. So I haven't ever bought them anything or given them something where they're just like, or they're like too snobby or bratty. They're very grateful with their little stuff and their big stuff. And and regardless of whom gives it, there's always that gratitude. And
Mm.
and my parents are like, don't buy us anything, blah blah blah. But like that's just how my family is. But I love I love giving. I'm just a giver. I love that. And even if it's not a materialistic thing, like I will do things for somebody that I really love because I that makes me happy, But
Hmm.
so that's why when somebody does things for me, I do appreciate them and I love them. But
Yeah.
giving me stuff and just for the holidays, I want that. But like I said, it doesn't have to be these big grand things. I just want something for me, something like write me a nice note, get me some flowers. I mean, do something for me. Like, I don't know,
Bro,
get me a slice of cake, like
one
something.
day- one one day I'm gonna send you 100 dozen roses or flowers because you speak about flowers so much,
I
and
do,
you
and I'm
probably
like,
gonna fall out.
nobody is, nobody can get that wrong. Like, you want to make me happy? Flowers, flowers.
Or food. You say you're a foodie too.
Yes, I am a
Flowers
foodie.
and
I'm a
food.
foodie. Hmm.
That's amazing. So so like, all right. So a lot of times what people need to understand is like we can't let perfect get in the way of what's good, right? We should not set
Hmm.
unrealistic expectations for one another, right? We should expect less. We should expect disagreements because perfect or perfection just doesn't exist in our world, right?
No.
Like a lot of people think that it is, and I've met a lot of women that they talk, oh, I want that. How do they say it? I want that fairy tale wedding, or I want that. Or, I don't know. I forgot how they worded it. Like that lifestyle, the picket fence, white fence, dog, and however that shit goes. They're
Hmm.
looking for perfection, and perfection is not a realistic thing, right? So to
No.
have those expectations, I think people are feeling themselves. They're fooling themselves, right? Like so. That's what I'm saying. We can't let perfect get in the way of what's good in our lives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Um. But yeah, listen, it's and we can go on and on 'cause we both
I
talking.
know.
Listen, and I'm more than appreciative of have you on a second time, and like we discussed before, we can keep this thing growing. And before I get off though, so I know I asked you this before, but like I know you trying to get everything together. So your first podcast, any headway with that or?
Okay, I am thinking, I'm giving myself 2 weeks to at least start one of them because I have, right now I'm trying to get three off the ground. And then, but the thing is that I'm not trying to do those all every day or every week. Maybe like because they are so focused on specific things,
Right.
I'm going to be happy with one or two a month on those
Okay.
specific nonprofits because I think that that's going to be attainable for myself. But as far as like when I get them going regularly, then I do want to just start like a personal one where I can just converse and relate to people because I think I'm pretty relatable. I mean, I'm pretty diverse. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
I, I,
just
I
one
agree.
way.
I
So,
agree.
yeah, but like I will plan on having my nonprofits going within the next 2 weeks. And yeah,
I can't wait
oh,
because you just had a podcast with um somebody else recently,
yes,
and,
yes.
and I watched it, and I was like, she's really enjoying this, and I was happy for you. I'm like, here you are on somebody else's platform, and you're
Mhm.
enjoying yourself. And I was like, when is she gonna start yours? I check your page like from time to time. Like, how did she
Yeah.
start yet? So that's
You
the
know, I
thing.
think
Oh,
that I focus too much on the little stuff as opposed to just like, and then that's my thing is like, I'm going to do this. And I'm so type A that I expect it to be perfect. But I'm like, realistically, it's not going to be perfect. Like, I know I'm going to make errors because I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to do it. And I should just expect, like, it's
hey,
okay. It's
hey,
just part of the
eh,
process.
I want you to erase that from your mind. You know what you're doing because this is the second time I had you on. You ain't stumble. Everything came out clean, and you're a talker, and you're entertaining. You're thoughtful. You know what you're doing, and you was on this other podcast, and I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you
Okay.
have a knack for it, right? Like you're
Uh-huh.
ready for this. So stop saying you don't, or you're not ready for it because you are. You got what it takes, and you've proven that to me already. So just change your mindset a little bit. All right.
Yes. Okay.
E-
Then you should
every-
expect to see it within the next 2 weeks.
there you go. I like that. But yeah, so it's going to conclude today's episode. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And whoever is watching, whether live or on the replay, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until next week, I'll see y'all. Have a good night, Veronica.
Good night. Bye.